All right, guys, welcome to another update. This is week 23 of 52 in our journey to $57,500 per month renting simple websites. Francesca's with us today. She's going to be helping us with most of the update. We're going to try to make this compact, to the point, just giving you guys an update on where we are at. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, essentially, we are trying to build a $57,500 per month agency in a 11-month period, right? Because we started February.
And we
And
started like at the end of, like
yeah,
beginning
yeah.
of,
So we're not giving ourselves a full year, but and it sounds crazy and we're way, way, way behind, but I'm super, super hopeful because of a lot of things that we have going on. So, Francesca, let's talk about what's happened in the last week. I know there wasn't as much positive. I know 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, we landed a deal. And last week, let's just talk about it. Let's just be completely transparent. There's nothing to hide. No new deals to write home about. But what did we do? What happened? Let's talk about it. Give us the rundown.
yeah. So there was action in the sense of I hooked two business owners, sent them leads, um, but we haven't closed any of them. I also didn't do any Zoom, so it's not like I did a Zoom and
Yeah.
they said no. We didn't get to that point. One campaign, one for like one of them, the leads just were kind of slow, and sometimes you just don't get lucky. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They just weren't that great. They needed the job, like one of the leads needed the job next summer, like they were looking for summer 2026, which is fine normally, like if you already have a business owner, that's just part of a business. But when you're hooking a business owner and you're sending them just a couple of leads, you're really trying to send them like the the best. So you're trying to send them bigger jobs that they needed as soon as possible. Um, so one of them was like that. And the other one just haven't really been able to get in touch with the leads, kind of the same thing. Um, and then the ones that I did send over, he hasn't been able to schedule them. He gave some estimates, but they were kind of price shopping. Like he had, I don't know if I can say one of the services we did.
Yeah, you can.
One of them was for patio covers, and the ones I sent over, because remember, like when we do the live transfer, I can hear everything. So before I talk to the person, like asking, okay, what do you need? And I'm like, oh, okay, he needs like a carport and a patio cover, and I think he does both. So great, it's gonna be like a great one. And then when I live transfer, the guy's like, well, how much do you think it will cost, like roughly? And he's like, well, it's probably gonna cost you like 20K, but I won't know until I come and see the place. And he was like, oh, this is way too out of my budget. So just kind of weird instances like that just doesn't make us look that great. Like it's not gonna make him want to sign up.
Right. Right. And so, just for anybody that's maybe new to these videos, when Francesca says she hooked business owners, we have two new deals that we're trying to strike, right? We've got ads running so that we can get leads coming in. Francesca's cold calling business owners in these specific areas to get them on what we call a trial, where we send them a couple of leads. They can kind of like taste and feel our service, right? We call it the Costco sample strategy, where you guys know Costco Sam's Club. They give out samples. The cute little old ladies giving you the juice or the whatever, and you get to go sample it. No, like there's literally no strings attached, right? And then all we say is like, hey, let me give you a couple of samples, couple leads, and in a few days we want to try to earn your business. Is that fair? So that's what Francesca's talking about when she hooked these business owners. And so we had two areas, two different services, two areas. We set up ads. We had leads come in. I think was it like within the first 2 days in both situations. So that was good. Everything checked out. She got them hooked. And we just kind of had bad luck with these two areas with the leads, right? We couldn't get a hold. We had like 10 or 12 leads in each. Couldn't get a hold of a lot of them. The ones that we did get a hold of were, like she said, wanting to do them next year or price shopping. And that sometimes just happens. Now, I think just to be transparent here, I'm going to see exactly. I think we spent like $126 on each area. Let me look real quick. Let this load really quick. Yeah, it's looking like it's not loading. I think it was $126 per area when we closed it down. I wanted to just do 100, and then the weekend came and I let it go. Okay, here we go. We spent 100 and still not loading. Don't know why. Anyway, I think it was 126 bucks. Does that sound right, Francesca? Per area, something like that? 126, 130. Okay, here we go.
I guess I don't know exactly when you deleted it. When I checked it
I
Friday,
got it. It's 126.38 in one area, and the other one was 127.83. So we wasted, 260 bucks, and a lot of people would be like, "Well, I just lost that money." But it's like what you don't realize is now what we're going to do. And by the way, just so you guys know, we decided to turn off the campaigns and kind of just wash our hands because we just weren't getting good leads. And the bit one of the areas the business owner was, you could tell he was kind of losing steam. He was kind of losing interest because it was like, hey, I'm going to get you some leads. Then we sent him one crappy lead, and then it was like a whole week and a half. And so it was just a weird situation. So we kind of just washed our hands. But some people would look at this and go, well, I just wasted 260 bucks, right? But what I look at is like, all right, now me and Francesca are going to pick our two new areas. We're going to set up ads. We might spend another 260 bucks, right? We might spend another 500. Let's just say we spent another 260 bucks. That puts us at $520 of ad spend. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. Yeah, but guess what? If we land a deal, even in one of those areas, at $1,000 a month, we just recouped all of our money. Plus, we have $470 in our pocket that we can now go to use to build the website. So you don't actually lose. Like, I don't think about this as my money. Like, okay, I just put $260 on my credit card. But as soon as the business owner pays me, he's actually the one that's paying for the leads, the ads. Okay. So, guys, when you're sitting there just stressing about it, that's just the reality. And we might spend, heck, we might have a bad streak and spend 500-600 bucks more. That's okay, right? So anyway, that's what the deal is. So we actually went 0 for 2 the last week. I was hoping we would go 2 for 2. We didn't even get to the closing call. So it's not like Francesca didn't close or did a bad job. It just there was no there we just didn't close. We just washed our hands. So this week we're gonna have to find two new areas. I think we already have those two areas decided, don't we?
Mhm.
I got to get the ad set up for those, or maybe we'll both do one each. And just as some practice, because we are, again, as I mentioned, trying some new ad strategies with the secrets in this little magical book here. And then we're going to have two new areas. I will say one thing. I have another deal with that's kind of pending right now. And basically, this is somebody that I know personally that reached out in the past. Hey, can you get me leads? I was like, no, I can, but I'm working with somebody already in this area, so I can't work with you, whatever. And so it's been like a year. Finally, I was like, hey, let's. I saw a post. This person's expanding into like other cities. So I messaged this person. I was like, hey, let's talk again. He's like, okay, I'm down. So I went, Francesca did some due diligence. I sent him a proposal. He actually kind of just hit me back and he's like, hey, the price that you quoted me at is too expensive. So I'm going to pass for now. I just responded and I was like, okay, that's fine. I said, we can start at a little bit lower rate if you give me more time, if you give me more months under this initial contract. Haven't heard back yet, but as soon as he says, no, I'm good, Francesca's going to be hitting the phones in this specific area to find a new business owner so that we can send the leads. We have two leads that have already come in for this specific area. So that's where we're at. So we have one deal in the works. Could go one of two ways. If it goes the good way, we should get that one today or tomorrow. We're going to set up two new campaigns. And what else, Francesca? Francesca's going to Italy. So this is another interesting thing. You can actually make calls from Italy. How do you do it? Let's talk about that really quick and then we'll end this. How are you doing? Are you using WhatsApp? How are you doing cold calls from out of the country?
So no, well, I wish I could. That's what I would normally use, but people in the US unfortunately don't use WhatsApp. So if I call them, like the people I know, I call them through WhatsApp, but if I'm
Yeah.
cold calling, I have to use just my regular cell. Um, but it's not the time difference. It actually works fine because the afternoon is when people start waking up, which is the ideal time of when I cold call anyway, is always early in the morning. So it doesn't like really affect that. And then same for Zoom closes. I try to be like early-ish in the morning or the weekend whenever they can.
Gotcha.
But other than that, yeah, I try to do all of the things that I know that I need to interact with them. I keep it for my late afternoon, which is morning time, here. And other than that, I do everything else before that. That makes
Got
sense.
it. Got it. Okay. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. We've been doing this for years. Um, I also want to give a quick update. We are way behind. We're supposed to be at $22,500 per month by July 1st. We are currently at what, 4,500 per month of new business since February, right? Um, I know that sounds crazy. Oh, you guys are way off. And then by the end of that next month, the next quarter, we're supposed to be at, let's see, add another 15. We're supposed to be at like 37,000, whatever per month, right? Guys, we are getting some things so dialed in right now that I know that we're like one or two tweaks away from landing multiple deals that are going to get us really, really close to being on track. This deal that I might get today, that I know this guy, if we get that, that could balloon into a five, six, $7,000 per month type of a deal. Okay. So just remember that you don't have to land, if you want to get to 20,000 a month, that's not necessarily 20 clients at $1,000 a month. That's probably like I don't know, a dozen clients at 1,000 a month, a couple at 1,500, and then you're going to have one that's at 5,000, right? That's just kind of how this works. So don't get discouraged. I don't feel discouraged at all. I know it sounds crazy, and I can't wait to look back at this video and be like, hey, it's June freaking 3rd. We're at 4,500 per month. We're at half of what we should have been at the end of quarter one, and I'm completely not worried. Now, I'm not saying I'm not urgent. I'm not hustling. We got a lot of stuff we got to dial in, but Francesca, realistic thoughts. You think we're going to be able to hit this?
I don't know.
Well, I know. You don't know. I know.
I want to.
I'm just kidding. We're going to hit it. I mean, we're putting it on the internet, so we have to hit it now,
Yeah.
right? Are all of our clients so far good? No, no attrition, no whatever. We're still good?
Yeah. That's the one thing. I mean, because sometimes you think, oh, once you close it, you're done. But I've learned that from that mistake. Like you really have to keep working with them as if you were just onboarding them, especially the first like 6 months. And
Correct.
then still like you will have clients that they need attention monthly.
Yep.
It's not just like in the back burner. If you put it like that, you're probably not going to keep them. And still, even if you treat them nicely, you might not keep them, but you definitely want to increase the chance or we're going to have to keep replacing.
Correct. It's just as important to keep the clients that you've maintained and keep them happy and keep them making money as it is to just go and, that's the most important part is we've retained all of our business so far. So if we can just keep building and don't lose, we're steadily going to get there. But I think realistically, Francesca, we have 4 weeks left in this month. I think it's not totally unrealistic to say that we could try to get to around 10K a month by the end of the month. I know that's still kind of a stretch, but I think it's doable. And then that puts us in striking distance to have we're gonna have to have a huge quarter three, but I think it's doable with some of the stuff we have going on right now. So anyway, guys, this is our update. Week 23. We did start a couple weeks late in the year. Week 23 of 52, almost halfway there. That's our update. Not anything that we can be like, yeah, we closed $10,000 in new business. We actually went 0 for 2, but that's just what happens. And we'll see you guys next week. So thanks, Francesca.
Thank you.